What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar, and in this video, I want to do something different. I don't know how helpful or educational it'll be, but it's just a different way of looking at the market, I suppose. We're going to be analyzing the top 10 cryptos, which, as of today, actually, we go here. This is the chart we'll be using, and we'll make sense out of it in a second. Don't you worry. As of today, the top 10 is comprised of Bitcoin Cash, no longer Cardano, Dogecoin, Tron, Solana, USDC, BNB, XRP, Tether. Yes, we're going to include Tether and USDC, Bitcoin, and Ethereum. I've taken the liberty of comparing a bunch of different things here. I'm going to get rid of the volume because I don't think that it's necessary, but I'll go over this real quick, what all these lines mean. So you can see here I've got Bitcoin dominance. This chart is the Bitcoin Cash dominance, so the candlesticks themselves, this is the Bitcoin Cash dominance. Everything else is colored out, right? Bitcoin is colored orange, of course, it's all the way down here. ETH is colored blue because, I don't know, it looks kind of blue, so I colored it blue. Sol is this like dark green, XRP is white, Tron is red, USDT is kind of the bright green, BNB is bright yellow, Doge is purple, and USDC is this kind of pale blue. This like, would it be periwinkle? Is that the color? I don't know. And I took this data, we go back far enough, and you can see that things change. It's all on a percentage basis. So what this is, what these lines are, is from the very starting point, which you can't really, I don't think you can see because of my face. Let me get rid of my face here. The starting point back here to where we are here, this is the from where the market cap dominance was for each of these projects. This is the percentage of growth they had versus this starting point here, right? That's that. So in other words, BNB here in the yellow started off here. This is the 0% line because that's where the data is being measured from. And then it went all the way up to 64% here. So it had 64% growth in market cap dominance. That doesn't mean it grew to 64% dominance. It had 64% growth in market cap dominance. If it was at 1% and it went to 1.64%, that's 64% growth, right? Anyways, I'm just trying to get things proper so that we all understand what we're looking at here. I know math is not fun for everybody. I know that numbers can really confuse words. But if we look back here, you guys, we keep going back. We zoom out a little bit, okay? It's not the prettiest picture. But I'm going to go back to October 10th. You guys remember October 10th, right? I don't think you can see my face. Let me put my face back on there. But we can see, just real quick, real clearly, you guys see we're on the daily time frame. And back here, this first day is October 10th. So this is measuring. You can see down here the date. It says October 10th. I'm going to put my face back on. You won't be able to see that anymore. But I'm back. You can at least see me. Since October 10th, there are 3 assets out of the top 10 that have outperformed everything as far as market cap dominance goes. And again, what is market cap dominance? Market cap dominance is not the same thing. Whoa, what just happened? It won't let me bring up my camera anymore. That's so weird. That's okay. Hold on, let me see if I can fix it real quick. We'll deactivate it and then activate it. Let's just see if that works. Nope. I don't know. I really don't know what happened, guys, but that's okay. We'll just carry on. You won't be able to see my face. But market cap dominance, you guys, is not the same thing as price going up, right? It just means that there's more market cap value. Like if this was a whole pie, just the top 10 between Bitcoin Cash to the top 1, out of the total value of the market cap and all of this here, who's getting the bigger slice of that pie? And as time goes on, the 3 and really the 4, you can see that there are 4. There's this red one, the pale blue, the green, and then Bitcoin Cash. All 4 of these projects are coming up. The rest are diverging down, Bitcoin included. So these 4 projects are gaining dominance, and it makes sense that 2 of them would be USDC, and then the top one is USDT. Stablecoins, the 2 largest stablecoins in the space. Why does that make sense? Because when Bitcoin's in a bear market, when Bitcoin's moving down, typically stablecoin dominance goes up because people are selling Bitcoin, they're selling Ethereum, they're selling all their cryptos, and they're normally not selling it for cash, they're selling it for USDT or USDC, and they're getting that APR, that APY. What's really interesting, and I didn't expect to see Tron on here, this wasn't going to be a Tron video, but Tron's up here too. And Bitcoin Cash, you guys, is very, very close. It's directly competitive with USDT dominance. USDT dominance and Bitcoin Cash dominance have been growing more than anything. And again, USDT dominance growing when Bitcoin and crypto is in a bear market. It makes sense because that means people are selling their cryptos for USDT. We could draw the same conclusion for Bitcoin Cash. And maybe that would be a fluke if it weren't for the fact that Bitcoin Cash is in the top 10 and it's number 2 directly behind USDT in overall dominance growth. And you can see since the 10th of October, right? This is the 10th. Things were jumbled together. Nothing was really diverging. But then as time went on, as we got into November, as things really started to dump in the markets, right? As a lot of crypto started to see lower lows, look at the divergence happening here with the stablecoins and Bitcoin Cash dominance itself. Bitcoin Cash dominance was well above stablecoin dominance, and we were already in a bear market at this point. These stablecoins starting to compete. Tron's starting to compete too. And it's no mistake. It really actually does make sense. I can't believe I was so surprised to see Tron up here. It actually makes sense. The reason why is because Tron houses more stablecoins. There's more stablecoins on the Tron network than there are on the Ethereum network. This is crazy stuff here, you guys. This is pretty interesting stuff. And the reason why I'm talking about it, the reason why I'm bringing it up to you today is because I think it's something to consider. There's clearly, and this is not a small divergence that's happening here. This is a clear shift between the rest of the pack in the top 10 versus the select few. And it surprised me to see that 2 of these were not stablecoins, Bitcoin Cash and Tron both. I shouldn't say I was surprised with Bitcoin Cash. We kind of really expected it, but this is just further validating things that we've assumed about both Tron and Bitcoin Cash from the beginning of this cycle, from the beginning of Bitcoin Cash's existence. I think Tron is undervalued, and maybe it's hyped up and whatever. I don't know. There's a lot of people don't like Justin Sun, whatever. I think Tron's undervalued. I think Bitcoin Cash is undervalued, and I think they're gonna keep climbing the ranks here. Bitcoin Cash is in the top 10. It was in the top 20 for a lot of this cycle, but now it's in the top 10, gaining dominance. And it's not gaining dominance because everything else is dropping. This thing's up 2% over the past week. It's actually been holding its ground and even growing a little bit, right? It's just not giving things up as quickly as the rest of the market. I don't think Bitcoin Cash is in a bear market, you guys. I think Bitcoin's in a bear market. I don't think Bitcoin Cash is in a bear market. And that's really, really interesting. And this chart, to me, it only further validates the idea that Bitcoin Cash really could be in this situation where we're about to break out. I don't know. Tron too. We could look at Tron real quick. TRX. I hate that you guys can't see my face. Maybe the camera came back on. You guys have been seeing me pick my nose this whole time. No, just kidding. You would never know. Is that a joke? Was I checking? Let's see. TRX monthly time frame. I mean, overall, it looks pretty good. I mean, this is a pretty fierce monthly RSI. You have a double top, so you're pulling back a little bit, but that Tron had one of the better bull markets, right? It didn't really even have a bear market like it did, but this was like a giant consolidation phase. That's not really even a bear market at all. Tron's pretty crazy, guys. But this isn't a Tron video. This is just a video of the top 10 and showing the divergence of dominance. Notice the percentages, right? Bitcoin itself has lost 2% of market cap dominance. What's this green one down here? Which one is this? This is, hold on, let me see. I got to click on it. That one's Solana. Solana has lost the most dominance. Solana's lost the most dominance. Second to that is Ethereum. Third to that's Doge, right? Some of our top 10 coins are losing the most dominance, and the ones that are gaining the most dominance are actually our lower ones in the top 10, Tron and Bitcoin Cash. And again, if these are lower market cap coins, this would be potentially a different theory, but because these are such high market cap coins, I'm thinking that we're literally seeing funds siphoning off from these and going into these. Which is crazy, which is pretty crazy, you guys, especially in bear market times. How many people in a bear market for Bitcoin would willingly buy altcoins? Anytime you've bought altcoins in a bear market for Bitcoin, that typically doesn't work out, but something different is happening right now. Hit that like button, subscribe. I hope I gave you something to think about. I'm going to try to fix my camera. Take care. Bye-bye.